6, I've owned Rolex stores, I've owned mobile money joints, I've owned telephone, you understand? So it was about being successful and living a comfortable life. So I knew that at whichever profession I would take, whether I would be on the street, whether I would be, I thought I would be somewhere. That was my drive ever. I didn't know how I would get there, but I knew for a fact if I stood on my principles, on my hard work, on my focus, I knew I would somehow make it in life.
Wow.
Bittencourt is an old name. It's my father's name. My father was Brazilian, 100%.
Yes.
But Bittencourt has a French origin.
Yeah.
And it's a name from the north of France at the time of what they call the Middle Age.
Yes.
And they say that there was one of those small kingdoms at that time. There were many.
Yes.
And the king had a bastard son.
Yeah.
And so this bastard son, they used to call him Bête en cour.
Yeah, Bête en cour.
Yeah, cour means court.
Yes.
And Bête means that it's a bit not very depreciative way of calling it. It's a bastard son.
Yeah,
so it was like the bastard in court.
Yeah.
So Bittencourt becomes the name. And this name, at the time of the big discoveries, somehow came through the Canarian Islands, which are in the middle of Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So you find Bittencourt people, Spanish.
Yeah.
And then they came to South America. So you find people with the same name in Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia. It's spread.
Yeah.
all
At some
over.
point, I thought it was it was a Spanish name, and then to note that you have a French origin, so it's confusing. So that's.
But
that's
my French side, I don't have the family name of my mother. It's my father.
So what would be your surname? Is it Jean Philippe? Which one is the surname? Like Eddie or Kila? Which one is yours?
No, my Okila is Bittencourt. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Jean Philippe is my Christian name, is my Baptist name.
Coffee industry is very wide, it's very big, it's very full of opportunities. Don't sit there and say, I have nothing to do. You can join the industry. You can get whatever you want. If you give it time, invest in it. By giving it time, don't look for money, don't look for big salary at first. First learn. After learning, you'll get how much amount you need. Yeah. In coffee industry, there's no like, barista should get this amount of money. No, it depends on your knowledge. Yeah. What you know is what you get. You cannot be like having junior experience and asking for experienced one. No. You can join now. Good thing, everything is simple. Yeah. It's easy. Don't sit there and say, oh no, I'm scared to join this. No, it's very simple. You can make. Yeah, it's very simple. It's not so difficult. Simple, very simple, very enjoyable. You can do everything when you're enjoying. You can do your coffee. You can serve your customers. Coffee create friendship. Yeah. Coffee gives you a job. Even if you are not working in a cafe, maybe you can go in different field, but still in coffee industry. Yeah. Yes.
Let's put up the camera.
My first advice to my students, the people I train, the people I talk to, is that at every stage of coffee, from the farm to the cup, you can gain something. So I first get to know, like, you as you, what's your passion? Is it going to the garden? Is it going to the factory? Or is it like being a supplier? First of all, we are working for people. We're working for people, but our dreams are being self-employed. Yes. So in coffee, if I'm mentoring you, if like I want you to get something good, improve on your life, me, I can pass through roasting. I can teach you how, like I can teach you or train you the part of coffee roasting. So within that process, you like will be making some money somewhere. And where does that money comes from? You buy your coffee, you roast, you pack it, and you sell. Of course, there are many cafes that are opening. We have our organizations here in Uganda, like they are boosting up the consumption. We have business people that are starting up cafes, but there is that gap. There's that gap of supply. There's that gap of supply. Big companies are exporting, but we can also be the big company at our youth stage. We roast our coffee, we pack it, and we sell it. Let me take another example. You can be a good person in computer, graphic designing. So when I introduce that idea, you can plan the way of branding that coffee, how we can market that coffee. Yes. So we can, like, at the end of the process, me and you will be having something to put in the pocket, or to save on the account.
It's another good day to have coffee. Welcome to House of Talent Television. My name is Emmanuel Ateng. This is the Coffee Break Show. Remember, you can catch us live. The show is live right now on our YouTube channel at House of Talent Uganda live stream, or you can head down to our Twitter handle, that is at HTV1. Or if you're on Facebook, you can also catch us at House of Talent Uganda. That is on Facebook. Make sure to share the show far and wide. Send us your comments. If you have questions, if you have any remarks, let us know. On today's show, the Messiah is back. And I'm not talking about the second coming of Jesus. I'm talking about the coming back of the Coffee Messiah, the original guy on the show. He's back with us here today. And for those who are wondering who the Messiah is, none other than Mr. Amon Mukisa.
Hey man.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, man.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we've been in touch.
Yeah, we've been in touch.
On air. Yeah.
I think you were out, getting converts and, getting more disciples to come to your side.
It's a good thing that we've gotten many.
Yeah.
Yeah, and can be seen on the show here. We have very many faces that have come up, very many new people that are in coffee. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing that at least now the visibility of coffee and people are getting to know coffee, So it's a good thing that we've seen very many new faces come through.
Yeah.
And it's very, very massive when you look out there. People are joining the coffee industry.
Yeah.
Like someone tells you, okay, I watched this show, I heard about this, I read about this in coffee, and I decided to come and study coffee.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So we're doing a good job.
Yeah, we're doing a good job. Well done, the coffee break.
Well, apart from that, what have you been up to? I've seen on your social media, you're still doing your GNN. For those of you who don't know, Amon has his page, Gather Now Network on YouTube. You should head over there. Some very good content. You should actually follow.
When you arrived, you are more warmer to people than more, cold to other people.
Yeah, I think in most cases where, and we've seen this, even in Uganda, where a CEO comes and tries to change everything overnight and the organization suffers. You lose your talent, the good people leave the company, they go to other organizations, your numbers start going down. It's a no-brainer. The good ones are the ones who quickly realize, oh, this is different. I need to adapt. I mean, I always hear people who have worked in Tanzania. Tanzanians are different. The way they do things at their pace and how they
shift and move things,
relate among each other is very different.
Yes.
So if you come with your speed and and forcefulness, you'll get a culture shock. They'll edge you out slowly in their nice way. Before you know it, you've left the company. I remember earlier back in our breweries, we had similar people who used to come from South Africa at the time. Because Africa is obviously very fast-paced. It's about push, push, push. And a lot of them suffered. In fact, a time came when they said, you know what, this thing is not working. Let's empower now Ugandans. That's how we guys came through. Yeah.
Welcome back from that break. My name is Eddie Okila and this is the CEO Bench. In the studio is Annington Bujingo. Now, you are in for some really great ride. Do you desire to be a great person in life? Are you struggling to be successful in life? What is it that you're doing to reach there? You cannot be there by yourself unless you learn from those who are already moving, those who are already on that journey, those who are either halfway there or they're on top or they're coming down. Those are the people you need to learn from. Do not spend your time with the chicken when you want to fly. Hang out with the eagles because you'll learn how to fly. All right, the CEO Bench is here to bring you such stories. And of course, this morning, We are talking to Annington Bujingo, who is the CEO of Fun Factory Uganda. Of course, a comedy, house that is already in the African, continent, supplying content of making you laugh every single day. Annington, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, my brother Eddie.
Great. And we want to just dive into it quite straight away. We want to take you straight to the leadership question, Annington. You are a man on the rise, and you are nominated as the next CEO. People think that you are rising to the top, and you are leading a group of people who are also having great aspiration. As a team, you're all growing. Of course, like John Maxwell often says, anyone can steer the ship, but you'll always take a leader to chart the course.
I know. It's the most difficult bit.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to just ask you a question, first of all, on the leadership. On the leadership question, Annington, what is your understanding or definition of leadership?
For me, based on creatives, or even because I've been in very many different positions of leadership. Leadership is a friendship with the people you are leading. Without that, you can never have everything. An open friendship that is two-way, not one-way. Two-way meaning that, of course, because you are the leader, you are the one who steers the philosophy, the direction, of course, being hard on people, but still, you're not an island, or you're not the only one with a brain. The people you're working with also have brains. They think, they see things in a different perspective. So you have to give them that benefit of the doubt, where they also come and talk to you openly and genuinely. Where they tell you, what, MD, this is happening, you're doing it, you're telling we're doing this, but we think we have to take this direction. And if the direction is good and is taking the company forward, you have to embrace it. So we have had a lot of dilemma in especially Africa in regards to leadership at all levels and spheres of leadership, from the presidency, from the ministers, from the local council, wherever, and everything to the CEOs and everywhere. That once everyone is given power and they're in positions of power to influence anything, then they want to hijack the entire power, to take the entire chunk. It's me, I'm the president, it's me who does everything. Who does it? I don't want any system to work. It's me who is going to dictate ABCD, and then you leave a vacuum killing everything. MDs in companies, they have to do the great divide and rule this one. They don't want to see a team that is me. I'm the opposite of that exactly. And my work through that style becomes so easy because I empower people. I delegate. Even if I'm not there, like I was on set, I left the set. It is running. Even if I did go there today, even if I did go there for a month, they will meet, brainstorm stories, shoot flight content because they know. And that is the system I've created. That I empower people who are confident enough to come and talk to me because they are my friends and we will iron out. And that is why you're talking. We are in Africa now. We have Kansime, we have Tichampamire, we have quite a lot. As I have Saimo, we have 200, many creatives. Because that is our business, to create and be mad.
Wow. Annington, on that note, who is a leader to you, and are you one? Having defined leadership?
Yes, I'm a leader. I see this, I don't want to quote Ujirakase pitch like everyone says, but leading the people I lead is actually the most difficult job in the world, like the biggest MD or CEO job in the world. Because leading creatives, you have
I know what it means. And not everybody is a leader in that.
And not just creatives, but the best sketch comedians in Africa, if not the world. Because we are the only people in the world who do what we do. We've been doing different shows every Thursday, 14 stories every week for the last 15 years, and we have never repeated any. No one does that in the world. It's only Saturday Night Live that does that. There are people who only every Saturday they do 2-3 sketches of what is happening in their country in America. They broadcast as we do 14, and we have never repeated. We only repeat when people request. So that means these people are normally imaginative. They are wild. They are mad. You see, that is the creativity because no creative is sane. No one should lie to you. We are all mad, but our level varies. Not mad of removing clothes, but what happens in our heads. Because when you sit down with Chameleon and the way he tells you, he says, I have 1,000 boxes in my head.
Yes.
So this one is telling me this one is telling me this is telling me. So to reconcile them,
Yes.
I need a team. So
Yes.
this is what we're building. I need people to help me.
Yes.
Because for me, in his head, even
Yes.
my head right now,
Yes.
you don't know, even you. So they're crazy. So
Yes.
for me, I think I'm a good leader,
Yeah.
because leading those people for a long time
Yes.
and being together, when they have made it big,
Yes.
when they are hitting Africa, like even they're trending, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But I thank God for that, and of course them and their passion,
Yeah.
and their professionalism, and our friendship
Yeah.
as a family, because we run Fun Factory as a family.
Yeah.
Everyone has something they do.
Yeah.
That this one is in charge of creativity, Zizinga and Veronica, that are marketing and everything. Richard Tuanji is the director. Finance, I have Gerard Dutaro doing, and Nina. Then production, I'm with Kathe Bagaya, Emma Kakai.
Yeah.
Writing, I have people. The stage manager, I have Destiny. Runners, I have guys that are coming down. So practically everywhere I'm plugged. That when I want welfare, Veronica's there. Eva Kemizinga will come in to plug this. So practically everyone has something they're doing.
Yes.
Not just sitting to act.
And wait and
wait.
come
No,
to
no,
act.
no. So
Wow.
that is I empower people, and that's how we're moving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what is your story? You who is watching the CEO Bench right now, what's your story? What comments do you have for Annington Bujingo? Did you actually realize, or did you ever imagine that a Fun Factory is run with such a base, like an organization, like a company, that's what it means to be a CEO. The CEO means that you are a chief executive officer. You are responsible for the layers of the executive below you. All right, not the chief everything Okila or the chief everything, Bujingo. No. It's the chief operation officer, which means that there are chief executive officer. There are people below you who are operating. We want to hear from you. What's your comment to Annington Bujingo's first part of the interview on his personal life, on his leadership, and of course, being the CEO of Fun Factory, Annington?
Yeah.
We want to get back to you on this last question of the leadership. All right, second last actually. What is your understanding of leadership at the personal level, the family level, the society level, the corporations, and the nation level? What's your understanding of that? Because this sometimes is very much confused. Some people think that if you fail at the family level, you can be great at the corporation level. We think no.
You know, it's impossible. It's impossible. You see, like I've said, leadership should be like an interpersonal exchange between you and the people you're leading.
Yeah.
Not you, like you've been summarizing, to be their boss. And like I've said, it's the problem we have here. Because, Okila, Eddie, we know our president. You and me have worked with these corporations.
Yes.
I've worked in corporate agencies where we have a CEO and everything. I've worked now, I'm a CEO of Fun Factory. So practically, I know everything.
Yes.
I'm a father. I've been married. I have children, and I know. So for as long as you don't make your family your friends, whether your wife and your children and everything, you cannot be a leader. You cannot be a father or a mother. You can't. You know, many people are fathers or mothers, but because they are holding their children hostage, the kids they have no option. They didn't decide or choose who their parents.
When daddy walks there,
they go away. They keep
Yes,
quiet.
yes.
It's the same thing with our country.
Yeah.
Because when the president says anything, no one will debate with him.
Yeah.
Because recently, last year I think when I met him, it was baffling to me that the actual big guys were scared that I was debating with a man.
Yes.
Because the guys could not even believe it. Some of them have not even had that chance, and they've been cabinet ministers.
Well, were you scared that you'll be
No,
thrown out? The small man, imagine a small
I'm
man.
not scared of anyone.
The small man talking to the president.
I'm only scared of God.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's the only guy who's ever. I'm not scared of him because by the time they call me, I don't waste time.
Yeah.
I keep telling people, if you call me for a meeting and you want pick my mind, or you won't listen to what I have to say, I don't need to attend that. So I go to meetings based on condition that I will talk, and I talk my mind. And usually now, I also have a team. We document what I'm going to talk about. I don't want to meet a big person on just words or marusu. No, I have to be on record. That I'm telling you A, B, C, D. I want this to be changed in the creative sector. So I have ideas on motives and a strategy on how we can influence or change the industry. So I can't just come and talk to you and go. So I write a document with evidence, with research, showing that if we did A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C to be done. And I'm using even data that has been there, done by Bank of Uganda, which is a government agency, UNESCO, these things are there. So use data, and even the president asks, is this true? Yeah, yeah, it's by your people who got it here on this side. Are you sure? And thank God,
Yes.
you know, he replied my letter,
Yes.
and he
Yes.
authorized some,
Yes.
he did a presidential directive
Yes.
to try and improve in regards to copyright, people who are stealing our money, and quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we pray that they happen, and we move the sector.
Wow.
Or the industry.
Wow. Annington, lastly, on the leadership, there are what we call 5, qualities of a good leader that, you would have to leave us on that part of leadership. There are 5 qualities. What would be your 5 qualities before we take a break? And
I never cram those qualities, and they differ from CEOs to CEO, leader to leader.
Yes,
but the
from the one from Bujingo point.
From Bujingo's point of view,
Yes.
is one, you have to be a human being.
Yes.
You have to be a human being. That's number one. Is because you're leading human beings, you're not leading monkeys or chimpanzees. So a human being will fall sick. A human being may come late. A human being may have anything that you can also happen to you. So you have to be tolerant, first of all, because you're a human being. So you be tolerant, understanding, and also not being rigid. You have to move with the tides of what is moving. I don't know how many are those.
Those are 4.
Those are 4. And loving.
Yes.
Loving and sharing. Compassion is critical.
Yeah.
For as long as the people you're working with don't see the compassion in you. Every time they're coming to you, I'm sick, and telling you, sick, how? You're supposed to be,
Yes.
So they'll switch off.
Yeah.
Even when they are sick, they'll come in, but they'll not deliver. Instead, if you told you I'm sick, really, what are you feeling? Oh, sorry. Okay, maybe you can take a day off.
Wow.
But please make sure that you meet your deadline this time, because our client is on my case, on the one that thing. That person, if they're home and they're sick, they will work.
Yes.
They will take a bit and then they will work.
Yeah.
But you will shout at that person, and they will come to work because you want them to sit there, and
work.
they will be there, and they will not work because they are sick and their minds are mentally not okay.
Yeah.
So you will not get anything from them.
Wow.
So it's better you be compassionate, be part of them, because they are like you.
Yeah.
You may just have a bigger salary,
Yes.
but you're like just like them. And actually, some of them may even be cleverer
Better
than
than
you,
you, yes.
better than you. But just because the world has not given them that chance, and they'll get that chance. I was seeing that when I was working in agencies. Many times I was better than the creative directors that they were hiring, but I was learning. I said I'm going to teach myself. I will learn from them because they've been exposed to different markets and everything. I had issues with some of them because I'm always outspoken, but I was learning. Because I was like better than many of them, but my chance hadn't gotten there.
Yes.
And I said I will just keep quiet and learn, and I learned.
Wow.
And indeed it helped me a lot.
Wow. Well, we're going to take another break. I hope you're picking something from Annington Bujingo. For me, the first part of the show, you said you were learning, and you were learning from these people. You didn't challenge them. You didn't say, you're crap, you're not good,
No.
you're this, but you're learning. That's the lesson we have on the CEO bench. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, the CEO bench will continue the interview with Annington Bujingo, talking change management. How do you move from all these different jobs? Annington Bujingo has been there, done it almost everywhere. We want to learn from him. How was he able to actually manage change from one point to the next? Stay right there. The CEO bench will be right back after the break. People at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They've moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and in the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
there's a lot that is involved in the civil society organizations. There's leadership in itself, there's management of processes, there's management of the human resource, there's fundraising, there's research. It's a lot that needs to be done, and many times there is a feeling that is too much for a woman, because she has other traditional roles that she needs to do as at home. So many times as people are looking for leaders in civil society organizations, the priority is usually given to men, because of our society that feels that men have the time, men have the capacity, men have the ability to lead, to take this organization to greater heights. And women, there will be a problem. They will have to go to maternity leave. They have issues. They are too emotional. They have not done the courses that are good enough for leaders. They don't have time to go for extra learning, or to go for work outside Kampala, because they have to tend to their children. So there's too much that society has tied around a woman. And it's true, we have these traditional roles that we have to do, but does not in any way mean that women cannot lead in these spaces.
Welcome back to the program. This is the CeoBench. My name is Ed Yokila, and my guest today in this particular program, or on this particular program, depending on which part of the world you are actually watching the program from, is Annington Bujingo, who is the CEO of Fun Factory Uganda, a group of skit comedians, depending on how the English is in your country. All right, Annington, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
And we are talking about the story of change management, leadership, self-leadership, change management, and transformation. Annington, before we went for a break, you were giving us some really great learning from personal leaderships and the leaderships and how should a leader behave and how you've been able to behave yourself to where you are. I want to read for you a few comments that are coming from people.
Okay.
And
hope they're nice.
Yes. I want to start from one Ediwato Chom, who is a lawyer.
Okay.
He's a lawyer, a land rights lawyer, and a human rights lawyer as well. He is a man who fights for people's lands all the time.
Should be having a lot of money. There's so many bills there.
He's basically listening into the show. He says, Annington, you are one of the people who have pushed the comedy industry to the extent that it became a popular and independent source of entertainment.
Thank you.
But now, I see some comedians using musicians a lot in their shows. What do you make of the new trend of musicians aiding comedy shows?
It is a show designer. I know he's talking about a comedy store.
Yes.
I just didn't know. And that's the show design. Okay. You know, I talk a lot with Alex, being the president of the Uganda Comedians Association. Yes. So we collaborate and talk a lot, we share a lot. But that was the design. You see, in the entertainment circuit, because what he's saying is very right, that we fought when we were starting this thing. Comedy was never on the entertainment circuit of Uganda. Yes. The Amarulas were there, but their comedy was only in bars, and like a Parker View, Jajas Nansana, because that's when I was in school in 1994-95. I used to watch. I used to go to Jaja Asinas in Nansana, because that's where my mom stays. That's where I grew up partly. So I used to watch their movies. So when we went to university, we couldn't join the Bakaimbiras, we couldn't join Afritalent, we couldn't join Diamond Seven because they are doing long plays. Neither could we join the Amarulas. Yes. So we said, how do we push to make sure that comedy is on the real entertainment circuit? That when you go to an event or when you go to a wedding, there is a comedian, there is an MC, there is anything. So we started, and then it came through. So now Alex, what Alex is doing, the entertainment circuit in Kampala at that time was about music. Everywhere, almost every bar had a music event in a night from Monday to Sunday. You would go to this bar, there's this band on Monday. You go there, there's this musician singing that. They're almost entire Kampala. So there was, and it happened for a long time, like 10 years. That's how the Bobby Wines came through, the Bebe Cools, the Chameleons, and their things. So there was a lot of that entertainment yearning and that cluster. So Alex, for him to come, to bring in his comedy, he couldn't take away the music. Yes. So now he had to maintain a lot of music and bring in little comedy. And so for that is the design of the show. But on our show at the National Theatre before we were locked down, it is only comedy. And 95%. And that's the design, because that is what we stuck to. So it's dependent on the design of the promoter or someone who's packaging their show to run that way. But there are very many people who are doing comedy shows that are less music and a lot of music. But Alex designs it because his client base loves a lot of music and comedy fuses in. Okay. Yes.
Well, thank you very much for that one, Annington. I just want to read for you one more comment from Uganda here. Okay. It says, Namanzi Sharon says, Shotman in the house.
A Mumpi.
Yes, a Mumpi in the house. Annington, we're going to go straight to our next question of the show. In fact, the next segment of the show, which is about change management. Okay. And I want to just take you straight back to this program here and saying the program combines intellectual rigor with personal challenges, collaborations, and creative expressions of things. And that said, we want to engage the viewer with an integrative mind maps. Yep. To understand the organizational, and leadership development when a person is talking to the show, on the show, as well as, with intent to basically provide, practical, applicable, lessons of becoming a very effective leader and moving forward. The dynamics of an individual moving from one place to the next is what we're looking at. Okay. So this part of the show is change management. And you've talked very much about your change, moving. You've been almost everywhere, worked in almost every sector. True. Advertisement, sort of like exposes people to all sectors across, the spectrum of economy. Yeah. Now, Annington, how were you able to manage movement from one place to the next when we talked about, because change management is a systematic approach of dealing with, transitions or transformations of an organization. And sometimes some people get tired and move. Sometimes some people have outgrown the organization and move. How do we start communicating? Because there are people who are stuck in some of these organizations who can't move. True. Don't know what to do. True. But you're here on the show. You've changed several times and you're moved.
I'm like a snake. I keep molting. Yes. But some of the, because like you've said, I've practically been everywhere. But what I do, or what has kept me this, is I never fear about tomorrow. Yes. And I live today like it's my last, and I never know that tomorrow will happen. Yes. So that you cannot hold me hostage. Okay. So every person who is, all who works, all who wants to achieve something, one other thing that they will do, if they're like a certain level, now if I left here, will I be able to eat? Will my family survive? Will I? So yes, now with that you're now killing your brain cells. You're killing yourself. You're killing your thinking abilities because you're disarming and disempowering yourself. You're not believing in yourself. You're giving up on you. When you start like that, like you said, I was in employment. I was earning 5 million net 11 years ago, 2011. But I didn't mind whether I didn't have it. And that kept me at the best of my game in advertising. Because I never took no for an answer, and I never took, like, you can intimidate me because you are a Muzungu, you are earning to know. And that kept me doing good work because I didn't value the job. Like, the job wasn't my everything. Because I always wanted to be free to create. Because if you're not happy, if you're not free, you can't create and you can't be productive. So moving from one step to another is being free, because I don't know how I've reached here. It's God's plan. And there's always a superhuman being who plans for you. So no matter how scared you'll be, no matter what, if something is bound to happen, it will happen. So you have to free yourself against any mental slavery.
Yes.
Yeah, which is that, because many people are engrossed or embroiled or enslaved in their work. They don't know. They think, oh, they are getting this, and they don't move. I know many of them. So that has helped me to move and change, because I've done businesses. I'm still doing businesses. I've been into advertising. I've moved into it. I've started companies. I've closed some are moving. I've gone into construction. I've done so practically it's that element of making sure that I don't stay in one place. I don't be comfortable with myself. I don't dwell on the past, because of course in the journey you lose a lot of money through businesses where you think you're going to benefit but you don't, and you keep going, and that's what keeps reinventing yourself, reinventing you, even creatively. Staying in comedy for more than 15 years, because we started in 2003 at university, so this is now 18 years. It's not easy being in people's eyes for that long, and you still years and years making noise, and they're seeing, the social media practically they are like with you every second, because they're on your phone, they're following you. You meet them and they tell you about something you posted sometime and you don't remember, but they know. So you have to be agile and very versatile. That is what even is helping my other people I'm working with.
Yes.
The Kansimes, the Mpamires, the Namandas, the Tuanjes, the Zizingas, the Kemizingas, the Ninas, the Kathes, the Kakais, it's that, because we never get satisfied and comfortable. We tell them, guys, something, young guys are coming up, so what are you creating?
Yes.
So that in a way is helping us to move from one mindset. And I urge our viewers to also embrace that. Don't fear. Don't fear that you lose your job. No, the more you fear, the more you're going to be unproductive. The more you're not going to deliver. So open up, talk to your bosses, even you bosses, be friendly to your people. These are guys, if they are your friends, they will make you more money, because you are the guy who's going to get a bonus bigger than theirs. So you embrace them and you work together, you do magic. You will be transferred to another country. Your salary will be tripled when you make them your friends. But if you make them enemies, you won't. So evolve with them. You're leading humans, just be with them, talk to them nicely, and you will see the magic it will bring to you. And we will run. We will have a better world to live in, a better country, and better creativity, better businesses, better friendship, interpersonal work relationships. Like even COVID is doing, it's helping us. People are no longer going to offices. They're working, but they're delivering like never before. So appreciate even more, because now you can't physically monitor them. They work for their homes, but if you show them the love, if you move with them, magic you'll get.
Wow. Annington, changing from one job to the next is not easy.
Very hard.
Were you always able to communicate this effectively to your employer, guys, and I'm leaving? Or at what point do you say, okay, I'm done here? Or at what point do you realize that, okay, I've outgrown this organization, I need to move to the next? How do you communicate that change?
I've never applied for any job in my life.
Yes.
I even don't know where, I've never. I even don't know where my transcript is.
Yes.
I got it 15 years ago. I graduated 1st April 2005. Yes. Those are 16 years ago. I don't know where it is. So that means I was handpicked, and I've been only employed twice in my life. That was Canada, where they handpicked me. A lady, the MD was a Kenyan called Esther Mihaki. The husband somehow handpicked me. They gave me a job. And then Paul Warner, the owner of Metropolitan Republic, Africa, poached me because I was in Canada. So they did research and said, this guy who is a comedian. So they came, called me at Serena, and they gave me a job without even an interview, because they knew what I was capable. In advertising, it's a small world. Yeah. So they gave me a job. And I worked with all my bosses very well, the MDs, Alex Rukundo, the guys who were there very well. Until one particular white old man who came, was called Thierry. I can speak on camera on him, because some old white man who came, and he was clueless. He didn't know that he was the creative director, but he didn't know stuff. I settled with them. He fired me, then I sued them, and they gave me a lot of money, because I was the best performer in Metropolitan. I was the best creative. They had they evaluate you after every 3 months in creativity. You don't eat their free money, because they pay very good money. So they give you quite a lot of money, and then they monitor you, and also they monitor. So that evaluated me as the best creative. They added me more salary. So when the guy came in, he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know the market. So I was telling him, we cannot run that way, because clients were complaining, but because he's white, Somehow they fear him, and he's old, and he has given a portfolio that if you see the portfolio that guy had, bro, you may have thought like
written from to Lake Victoria in Uganda and then back to UK.
The portfolio was huge.
Yes,
you may think that this guy was like one that like the Keynes and like.
Yes.
But what was coming from his mouth, all his direction as a writer was not there.
Yes.
So and we were generally telling him, but the guy now felt insecure because I'm very outspoken. So he goes and does his malicious stuff. They fire me after 1 month of being evaluated and salary increment. So I had no option but to sue them.
Yes.
Yeah, when I sued them, they called me. David Mpanga was their lawyer. They called me with my lawyers. We sat down and settled, and they paid me. So from that time, I've never been employed.
Yeah.
That was 2011.
Yeah.
That was the last time. But I left that, then we moved. And because, of course, I was into business still that time. And then, of course, I was still managing the CEO of Fun Factory, because we have been inside. So we are moving, and the brands are moving, guys are moving. I'm so proud of my entire team of Fun Factory, because, man, they have outdone themselves. They have done themselves. And even the comedians that have come in and plugged into what we started professionally. The Salvadors, the Mahanjis, Pablo, Pablo started with them. So guys have come and now made a comedy like professional, like plug into our dream, and they have taken it. The Salvadors have moved the entire world. The Mahanjis are going now. Madrat and Chico are in the US right now, even lockdown. They're doing stuff. I'm so proud. And for me, this is my biggest achievement or legacy. Is the industry has always been a lot of infighting. Why fight? We are 44 million Ugandans. We are not even 100,000 artists. So we can practically act for 1,000, all of us, and we'll all be happy. So you don't need to have an enemy. Oh, this one you're beefing, this one you're fighting. So no, we all have different audiences. My jokes may not appeal to your fans. So your fans will love your jokes. And my music, you said, so that is what we're harnessing. And that's why I'm even into music now, to see if we can work together, as an entire industry. That's why I'm also the board of the National Culture Forum. So these are things that we are dreaming, that with time, that they will happen. Because my children, all of them are artists. Some are acting already in DSTV. They're musicians, they're producers. So I want to like lead the way for them. That by the time they come, they can own record labels where they can be professional artists, like we're seeing the Kanye's, where they're filling stadiums for just people, someone to listen to his album, and people are feeling. So
which was never the case. It was a taboo back then for you to be an artist, to be a musician. I mean, your parents. It was not. It was unheard of.
It was madness. Even now, you see, even because I was sitting with the president. You see what the president is talking. I go there.
This is the president Yoweri Kaguta.
Yes. I said, but I hear you are rich. Where do you get that money? You see, and I laugh. I said, I'm not rich. He said, no. I've been briefed. I'm not rich. I'm just a comfortable Ugandan. But for them, they thought we are failures. And we are not. We are actual professionals who have worked in the most difficult environments in the country, because the people our leaders don't understand. But they're trying to understand now. And we pray that they understand, and we go down, because there are many people now on research. Out of 10 students that get out of university, all universities in Uganda, 6 of them are retained, all get employment, all create their jobs in the ICT entertainment sector. They will open a saloon, they will open a kiosk of doing music, they will start doing what? 6 out of 10, implying that we are like agriculture. When you're an artist, you don't need to study. All you need to do, you can join us and start and move.
Wow. Well, we are talking to Annington Bujingo, who is the CEO of Fun Factory Uganda. And of course, we're talking the story of leadership, change management, and transformation. In that regard, and of course, you've got to learn a thing or two from Annington Bujingo this morning or this afternoon or this night or this evening, depending on which part of the world you're in. I want to just bring some small questions that people are asking Annington.
I'm here for them.
Yes, and just on the change management, somebody said, Eddie Okila, thank you very much. I'm sending my question all the way from Australia. I've been waiting from the time you posted. My name is Dennis. I live and work in Australia. I'm a big follower of Fun Factory here. And tell Mr. Bujingo, him and Richard Tuanje just gives me reason to keep working every time I watch
Thank
them.
you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
My question goes to Mr. Annington Bujingo.
Yep.
If I am stuck in my job and I do not know what to do, but I need to make a change that will affect my life, like he's been talking about his life and how he's been able to move. First of all, what are the steps? Can he give us like 3 steps that we can follow to change our lives, to move a job from one place to the next? 1,
give yourself a timeline and say, be like a target worker. And say, now I'm going to test deep waters.
Yes.
Because leaving employment is not easy.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
2000,
you know,
struggling with it, yes.
You've seen it's not easy.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a family and
Yes.
responsibilities.
And you don't have the salary where it is always.
Yeah, and you know 25th.
Whether you work
or not, it's there.
It's going to pay. It's not your responsibility.
It's a big shift.
Yeah.
And so what you need to do is you give yourself a timeline. And you be like a target worker. Guys who go to Kuwacheyo, they give themselves, I'm going to be there 5 years and I'm going to save. So you give yourself a timeline that I want to get out of employment in 2 years. And you be realistic with yourself. So out of the 2 years, you say, how much do I earn? I earn probably 2 million a month in net. So what are your responsibilities? You pay rent, you pay school fees and everything, because we all know that once your expenditures, you'll save this a month. So you'll be able to know, because based on your earnings, that I'll be able to save 500,000 shillings, for example, a month. And then you give yourself, maybe I'll save for a year or 2. So that means I'll have probably 20 million cash by the time I want to walk out of employment. And in the process, the time frame you've given yourself, research what do I want to go into. Don't go into what you want to do just for a living, because you will not survive there. Go there with a passion, with a desire, with a dream that I can make this last for 20 years, 30 years, and it can lead me to retirement. So once you have those things and you've done research, don't be like those Ugandans, because we are the most entrepreneurial country in the world, but most of our businesses never see our first birthday. Because we are copycats. I'll see Eddie has started something like a good studio. The next building you'll see the same things, because I'll say, how much is the camera, how much is the screen? I can start it and I'll go without researching. What has Eddie done or anything? Or what creativity idea do I have? Not just putting the resources. Processes. So once you have them and you've really done research, created your own business model, don't copy like others. And this is what is killing Ugandan entrepreneurs. We are all copycats. We never invest in research of what you're going to do. So the money you have saved, you inject it in something because you have seen, okay, I started a studio and it will die. You'll be frustrated, and then depression, you'll not be able to get. So, but once you save, have a strategy, research about what you want to do, you cannot fail. So when your time comes and you have your money, politely and requestfully, go to your boss, tell them that, you know, boss, thank you very much for the time you've given me. It's now, I'm starting on a journey, but I'm available. If your boss is willing to maybe offer you consultancy and pay you half, and they'll be wanting maybe like 4 days a month or something, you can iron out the deal with them, and you'll move. And then you'll just keep growing, and nothing will be hard for you.
Wow. Well, Dennis, there you have it from Annington Bujingo. I think that's a very good example of change management and how he has been able to manage. I have got one more here. I have so many of them, messages coming in. But I want to read one, actually 2. One coming from Barara. Eddie Okila, thank you very much. That brother of mine has never been able to speak about his life like this. We know him, we have heard him, but he's not been able to tell us the story. I for a long time, I just thought he was a funny guy, nice funny guy, but he doesn't really talk serious stuff. But today, I have a different perspective of Annington Bujingo. Those levels of management he has put in place is even better than some of the government offices.
Thank you.
But I have a question for Annington Bujingo. As a brother of mine, can you please, Annington, tell us, if I am about to leave my job and I have everything, and my job is telling me I can't go because I am good and they keep increasing the salary, but I feel like I'm tired, I can't move. How do I move from this job? He said he left a job of 5 million. How was he able to leave 5 million?
You see, it's not easly, like he says, it's a bait. See, when you want to scoop a fish in the ocean, you have to put something like mukene or to hook it up. But when you're going to take it out, you're taking its life. You want to eat it. So many a times they add those bonuses to hook you up, to bait you. And at the end of the day, you're growing up every day. There's a comment he made that I'm better than many people in government.
Yes.
In an ideal society, me and you should be in government.
Yes.
Like creatively, no one in any government art industry is better than me.
Yes.
That I would say on record.
Yes, yes.
That I would say on record. No one that is running any art institution in government is better than me in regards to the creative industry, the knowledge, the dream, the desire to move it forward. No one. But you see, because these old people have refused to hand over power to people who they are stealing. They are so fearful. No, they're so fearful. They don't know. They fear what they don't know. Yeah. Like Bob said, they don't fear what they don't know. Because they see, you see, this is why us, we never wanted politics. Yeah. Bob never wanted politics. Yeah. But you see, if you step on us and you don't know, and we see, guys, we made ourselves when none of you believed in us, not even our parents. Yes. They thought we are mad, and we told them we can shift, we can make this a job. No one believed, even our parents. So we come and we make the names and the jobs, and we show people you can earn a living from here, and still we ask them help us this way, and they don't. So what do? You go and get the power. You go into politics and start now campaigning on getting them, so that you influence things yourselves. Yes. Yes. So this is what we are saying. And the person that is saying the baiting, you have to give yourself a time. I'll go back. Yes. Give yourself, even if they're giving you an increment, take it up to a certain level. Yeah. Say, I'm going to work for this. I can't determine for people. You know based on your needs, your family needs. Save, plan what you want to invest in, research about it, start slowly. Actually, you can start it before you even retire or resign. Yeah. And then you see, you test the water. Empower. Many of us have spouses who are not working. Yeah. All children. You can put your spouse or learn to monitor. Yeah. As when it stabilizes, resign, go live the dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Annington, we're going to take one before we take a break. And this is the CEO Bench, Annington Bujingo, Edio Killer on the CEO Bench. We're talking about leadership, change management, and transformation. How do you lead yourself from a personal point of view to, family point of view, organization, and of course, corporation, and going Africa like Annington Bujingo? It's a journey that one needs to take. I have one more question for you, Annington. This gentleman says, I used to work in Uganda Telecom. Yeah. Life became very hard when Uganda Telecom went down. I found myself now, I moved to Denmark and I now live in Denmark. I was a huge follower of Annington Bujingo and I still does. When I am looking for excitement, Annington Bujingo and Richard Tuwanje just makes my day.
Thank you, brother.
But I have a question for Annington Bujingo right now. Watching him, I have never seen Bujingo speak like this before. I think that he needs to continue doing this a little bit more to give us an insight. In Uganda, people just make a summary of who you are without knowing who you are. Really. Yeah. But I have a question for Annington. You've talked about something very interesting about change management and how you're able to move. Did you study something to be where you are today, management or leadership? Were you able to go through something? Can you give us some understanding of how one can switch a job? Because right now, I live in Denmark, I am working, but I feel I'm tired of my job. I don't know, I even fear to come back to Uganda because I feel like when I come back, I will find people like, people have left me behind like 10 years.
That is true, that's very true. Yes. I went to school, I only have a bachelor's degree in drama.
Yes.
The rest I've been taught by life. The experience I have is life. Yes. I have a lot of experience in regards to leadership. Yes. Because I've worked with top leaders, from ministers closely, vice presidents, the speaker of parliament is my personal friend. Yes. I practically know a lot of stuff. Bobby Wine, quite many politicians. I know like 100 MPs personally, like my friend. And I meet them on a personal level over beer, whiskey, where we're meeting, musicians, guys who are pioneered the industry, the Chameleons, Baby Cool. I sit down with them and we talk quite a lot. I'm happy that people are seeing this side of me that I'm not sharing. And I'm happy that I'm going to start something here that I've wanted to start for a long time. And I've said, like they're saying, we inspire many people just through the art they see, but they don't know this other side of us that we are seeing as the human side of us, the intellectual side of us. We are abnormal intellectual people. It's what we are talking about. Creatives are the most intelligent people in every society world over. From the excellences, I've said, the Platos, the Shakespeares, they all stood out. You understand, because they were doing art for their generations. To this day, we are reading about Othello the play because of Shakespeare. If they asked you something that happened 500 years ago, what will you say? You will just talk about Shakespeare and Charlie Chaplin and everything. These are creatives. So meaning that they are the people that reflect their societies. But in Africa or in Uganda, it has been the other way around. They were calling us Badongo, Bagoma, Banakatemba, Dikula, derogatory names that degraded us to that level. And yet what we do was for the high society. That is why National Theatre is next to Parliament of Uganda, because technically every leader has
the one who was stressed so much, so they need to come.
They have to even know what their citizens or people are thinking through the plays. That's why the National Theatre is next to Parliament. So the MPs cross. It was a must. Actually, it's a must even up to now that an MP or leader has to go to Royal Court in London to watch a play, because that's when you'll see what is reflecting, what are they saying.
Because
and
that's a reflection.
That's a whole society, and it's the other one. So we are going to start something. They were saying I'll continue the Bujingo talks. I'll be showing you guys to look at artists, and then we look at artists at a different level, not about music, about like you interviewed me. So those will be the talks, and thank you for the platform. This is nice. This man has been, those of you who don't know Eddie, let me also talk about it. He has been in this industry like more than 10 years, trying to create platforms, to create
18 years,
content, 18 years, to create content, and we are getting there slowly. But we are fighting with the broadcasters because they don't want to buy our content. So, but the beauty is now technology is helping us. We are here, you are seeing us live. Eventually you'll grow the channels, and you people will be able to subscribe. So, because it's not easy to run such a thing. It's expensive, but because of the dream and desire, we will get the numbers, and we'll be able to live, because we have the audience that wants to hear this. They don't want to hear bad black. But bad blacks have been made monsters on social media,
and many other people who you know things that are supposed to be growing us but don't grow us. So Annington, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, the CEO bench will be back. We want to hear from you. We want to send us your kisses and disses coming. We love to hear from you, and of course, if you have a question for Annington Bujingo, please shoot. We're going for a break, and when we come back, we'll come to the last part of the show, which is transformation. Is Annington Bujingo and the Fun Factory work transforming lives in Uganda and all across Africa? If yes, how is it doing? That's the part of the show. We're coming back. My name is Eddie Okela. Annington Bujingo. This is your bench. We'll be right back after the break.
My name is Dr. Jinpo Olowo. Thank you for watching House of Talent Television. I love to inspire people. I love to talk about my experiences and how God has been able to use me in the different exposures. And through the leadership, through change management and transformation, I've been able to do a couple of things in my life. Now, are you a kind of person who is tired of your status quo? Do you want your situation to change? Are you tired of what is going on in your life? You know, change is a fact of life. We've all been through experiences in the last couple of months that have taken us to a place where we need to do something about our lives. We need to change whatever is going on. So if you have not piled up investment for yourself, you need to do that. If you've not done businesses to hold your family in future, you need to do that. Are you thinking of full-time employment? You need to be thinking about your life after employment or your business in the next couple of years. So if you want us to chat, if you want us to talk about this, please get in touch with us at theceobench on number 0772443085, or check our website www.theceouganda.com, or on all the social media handles. You can hook me up or Facebook, that is Jinpo Olowo, on Instagram, Jinpo Olowo, and on Twitter and LinkedIn. Then we can chat a way forward with you. We can help you, we can coach you, we can walk with you this journey of financial freedom. Thank you.
For me, leadership is a privilege of moving people towards a destiny. And for me, it would be towards God's agenda. That's the best, moving people to God's agenda. God has an agenda for everybody. And I know some people say, oh, it's too much of God, but God has a plan for this world. And so whether you're in business, you're a medical personnel, if somebody came to you, a good medical leader says, I want you not only to be healed, but to be healthy. That's the kind of mindset that I see, and it's about self. So if you ask me, am I a leader? By the grace of God, I am a leader, and I am growing as a leader. And I thank God for that privilege of being a leader. And who is a leader to me? It's very simple. Someone that has a vision, but is also someone that is there serving people. For me, that's a leader. Vision is where you want to take things. Serving is the recognition that if the things do not matter to people, drop them.
Wow.
Drop them. Because at the end of the day, whatever we do must make a difference in people's lives. Anybody who has had huge impact in history, in leadership, the impact is not measured by just the things they did, but what those things did for people's lives. Did they make a difference? So it's useless for you to make so much money and the money does not add value to people's lives.
Wow.
So for me, yes, you have to have a vision, and at the end of the day, you are serving people. It doesn't change. Leadership is leadership, whether it is at what we would call a lower level or a top level. Leadership is leadership. It's about influence. It's that influence that comes from you have a vision and you are serving people. So what changes is the level of responsibility, but the other one that people don't like is the level of accountability. You see, Jesus said, to whom much is given, much will be required. So the only differences there is the level of responsibility. When you're at the national level, you are now responsible for an entire nation. When you are a CEO, now you're no longer just looking at the department, you are looking at the entire entity. The responsibility has changed, the accountability even goes higher. Hi, this is Julius Wotlonyo, pastor at Watero Church. Thank you so much for tuning into House of Talent Television. It's a great, innovative way of doing TV, and particularly for being a part of the CEO bench, talking about leadership. You know what, friends? Leadership can be tough. Leadership can be lonely, and the dynamics of leadership keep changing. I want to encourage you, watch the CEO bench so that you can get to hear real practical tips on leadership from people who are actually practicing leadership. Once again, thank you for being a part of the CEO bench right here on House of Talent Television.
Welcome back from that break. My name is Edio Kila, and this is the CEO bench. In the studio is Addington Bujingo, who is the CEO of Fun Factory Uganda. a comedy group straight out of Uganda to the rest of the world, and of course, making people enjoy their lives. You see, you cannot work without entertainment. You need somebody that takes away the stress from you. And the Bujingos does it much better than anyone does. Annington, welcome back to the program. We're going to talk about transformation as we hasten to the close of the show, Annington. And I just want to give you a background, literally, of what transformation is really about and what we're looking for. Change is a response to external influences.
Okay, true.
And there's so many things happen that influence who we are and what we become.
Yes.
And where modifying a day-to-day action achieve a lot of desired results if a person is more focused.
Okay.
Now, transformation is about modifying the core beliefs of a human being every day and the long-term behaviors of that person. For that person to change, they need to transform themselves by modifying day-to-day thinking. You know, the thinking pattern, the things we do. You wake up in the morning, you want to do something, but you need some people to be able to help you move if you're not able to move by yourself. Sometimes profound ways to achieve the desired results are quite key. But Annington,
yes,
the act or the process of changing completely is what we are calling transformation. What does transformation mean to Annington Bujingo? And is Fun Factory actually causing this impact in the lives of Ugandans and beyond?
I'll dive into straight to show you how Fun Factory is, then I'll go
backward. Please.
So when COVID came, none of us was prepared. We didn't know. When it broke in Wuhan, we thought it will be there because we also used to have our Ebola outbreaks and they never spread to the world.
They never went anywhere.
So
stay in Africa.
we thought that things would be easy. So we're thinking Wuhan is locked down. We're saying what is happening? Then Trump says it will just go away in 2 days. Why? And then it hits America. Then now everyone. Then the next we see is lockdown. Even us. I'd never seen it in my entire life. Where Kampala is empty. Where I'm staying home. I can't leave my home. I'd never stayed in one place in my life. So then we said, what are we going to do? Because we didn't know. Because now we looked towards the president's speeches like God was coming tomorrow. Yes. And when they came, we were depressed. So he would come and say 30 days. And on the last day, we think it's going to open up. He says 30 more. So all our heads were boiled. So we said, what do we do? Then some small NGO came to us. They didn't have actually money, but we said, fine, let's roll. And then we went into studio. We had never sung. Richard Tuanj is the one who only sang many years back in VIP. He was a dancer. And he's a great musician. So we said, can we do music? We don't want to do stuff that people expect us to do. We don't want to do comedy. So we went and did Yambala Mask. Yambala, 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 Mask, Yambala, 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 Mask, Yambala. Now, when we did the Yambala, we even showed the video. Funny us, me, I was singing. I can't sing. Richard is the only one who can sing. A few of us can sing, but we did it in a funny way. Teacher Pamela was just wati weti, rongo. Sanita, wati. Sanitize your hands, and we released the song. Yo. So the song went viral, and then when we get a call from MasterCard Foundation. And say, hey, we love this song, what I can do. So no, jump on board. And then they came and signed us to do them a campaign, a COVID campaign. So we did skits, we did other songs, we did everything. And now things have gone. So they are global. So they are running them because Ugandans never keep abreast of their own. But our songs have been playing in entire Africa and even the world, the marks that MasterCard Foundation is doing. So the impact is huge. Kansimi has impacted the world, not in a hugely. Teacher Pamela has done that. If I went down to David, I have done that. Tuanj has done, Naman has done that. We are all like everything. So in a trickle down. But the beauty is we are so humble. We are not like these other celebrities. Is you see me on stage, I can walk to this day, I can sit on a board and move. I don't mind. It's about my life. I'm a celebrity in your eyes, but I'm Bujingo first before the act and everything. So I don't take away my life. So we do all these other things. So the transformation, like you said, it's still inherent. Like I've said, it's individual. You cannot be transformed when you're two. It starts like with an individual. You sit down and say, I want to be transformed in this way. It's not easy, but once you have goals and desires, you may not get the goals and desires the time you are setting them to be. Because you all get year planners, but they never pass. But for as long as you dream, you keep persisting, stuff happens, because you also dreamt to be who we are. And you also talked about something that is very critical and influential. I'm who I am because I grew up watching certain things on TV. I grew up watching That's Life Mwatu, Bibao, and everything. You too, wherever you are, everyone.
It was the same thing.
Yes. Everyone gets inspired, motivated. Even if you are going to become a banker, even if you are going to become a doctor or lawyer, you have to be surrounded by your system. And it's mainly the art, the music, what you sing, the drama and everything is what is going to make you.
We imitated, everyone was reading news on radio
Francis.
And on UTV then, you know.
So there are trends, but you see, because I will still say our leaders, they don't understand. And in a way, we are getting a dead generation. Dead in a sense that they don't know their cultures. Because what they're watching is wrong. It's not Ugandan. You know, all these broadcasters, even when the laws are there, they go around, they always bribe these guys who are in UCC, and they play Asian soaps, dab and everything. So we are being compromised. So the guys are growing up not as Ugandans, they are growing up as Asians. And those lifestyles they can't afford, they cannot live them. So with time, you're going to have a population of very disillusioned, very hopeless, very empty, because the arts have been neglected. So that is the journey we're fighting. You cannot transform anyone in society unless they know where they come from. That's why they say, Socrates has always said, all the philosophers that live, that an artist is the mirror of society. If you have dead artists, you have a dead generation, a dead nation. So we are fighting hook and crook to make sure that we don't have dead artists. We have guys who are going to impact people, because very many people look at us and we motivate them and inspire them. But again, if they see you now begging, when you don't have what to eat, you demoralize them. So those are the things that we want to take away, because celebrities world over inspire. That's why you see presidents calling them, they want to be next to them. Not only here, even in America, Trump calls Kanye West because he knows he'll get the black vote. He'll call the white guys, Biden will do with Beyonce and everything, because they pull numbers. And they also have brands, you've seen. So these are things we want to create to inspire our generation and transform ourselves in all aspects of life, not only employment, but socially, spiritually. That's why you see me attacking guys who bleach. That's why you see me attacking fake pastors, because these people are thieves. They are crooks who have been neglected by government. You see a guy who is stealing from people using the word of God, and you're letting him be. He's marrying wives, and you are dining with him. It's wrong. So, but with social media, we have the power to contest those fake pastors, those guys, even if they are leaders, who are bleaching. Because how do I say Deputy Speaker of Parliament bleaching? How will my daughter be? Because if she said I can also bleach, because if she got there, how did she get there? So those are things, even if she won't stop, but you talk about them. Even if they're very sensitive, they know they will attack you and everything. But once you have a public office, you're no longer private. You are a public figure, and anyone can comment to you. So you have to handle yourself, because bleaching is bad. They should stop. And all these other vices. It's a sense of you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in your skin. You don't believe in everything you have. So how will you believe in the laws you're making for us? All the people you see ahead, you understand? So it's something that Wow. What a day, what a journey, what a moment that we're having here. Addington, we're gonna bring the show to a close, but I have some questions here for you, you know, as we wind up the show. First of all, I have one coming from Burundi, a brother coming from Burundi. Muraho. Yes, he says, thank you very much, Addington Bujingo, first of all, for coming to the show. The moment I saw the poster up, I've been looking forward. And he says, Edio Killer, thank you. I was one of the people who attended the university quiz we did in Rwanda some years ago, 2011. Yes, and said he's a big follower of yours. But he goes on to say he wants to know from you, Addington, what plans do you have to come up with the, are the comedians, are you having plans as Fun Factory to sort of like train the young people to take over from you guys as you are going? He said, are you training people now? Do you have a school? Do you have an acting school? What are you doing to raise people to take over? We've been doing it for a long time. Many of us are products of the School of Performing Arts of Makerere University. That's where like 7 of us, me, Tuanje, Namanda, Eva, who else? Nina, Kathy Bagaya. We were like 6, 7. Kwezi Kagana, you also, there were like 7 who studied at that university. So every day we've been doing internships.
Yes.
Yeah. So we right now, even on set where we speak to come here, we have products of Makerere University graduates, so who are into production and everything. So we plug. So they send us students, and we do internship with them. Some of them we retain. Some of them go start their own companies. They act. Some of them are on TV already. Some of them are in adverts and everything. Because it's difficult to, because we are a big ensemble. We are 17 in number.
Yes.
So it's hard to add other things. But what we do, as a president now of the Uganda Comedians Association, I try to like transfer some of my knowledge to other comedians that are coming through and coming up. And in a way, guys they're big because Ugandans don't understand them, but they have created their platforms. They have brands, they have content, and it's just a matter of opening the sector because lockdown is done, and everything will come. The other thing is also Salvador has done talent searches. We also want to do talent searches for sketch comedians, but still it all involves money. And you and me, you and I have had issues in regards to our sponsors, our corporate people. They don't, because it's difficult.
They don't believe in these things. Some of them think that they use art every day to promote their products, their brands, but they don't want to put money in art.
That is the dilemma, because it's not easy to do a search, a talent search and everything. It's expensive. I cannot handle it immediately. I need partners to come, because once we do it, you have opened like a chapter for a certain generation. So we want to create like fun factories, independent in different regions, where guys can start their group in Gulu, where we give them, teach them the skills. I can go there once a month to just polish them up. Then you've set it off guys, and they're doing their comedy there. Go in Barara, start another fun factory there. Let it be independent there. You don't need to go there every day. Be there for a month. Try to train them, go inspire them. They'll do a show. Go across the country. Within 5-10 years, if you have the support, you have changed the entire generation. Where guys are looking at art as a business, art as work, not art as a pastime, not art as a for failures.
This is not where I want to be.
No.
Yes.
We have a lot of opportunities, but we just need support from the corporate companies and government, because government is the #1 corporate company in the world, all in the country, and we empower them with the authority and our money. So we are not even begging, we are ordering them because that's their mandate. We're ordering government, because if they don't do it, we'll force them to do it. Because once you take an oath and say I and so take to be your leader, you have then the mandate, and then I have to pressurize
responsibility.
Plan. Art should be on the national planning strategy, where we know that 1% or 4% of the budget goes to agriculture. We should know what percentage does art have in the national budget. So that's where we start from. We have to have analysts, policymakers for us, because we are the biggest employer, but people don't know, and indirectly, we are employing people indirectly. I'll take an example. If there's a concert, a music concert in Kampala, like in Chadon, if Cameroon has a show, 2 billion shillings exchange hands in one night. 2 billion. People who are selling beer, people who are entering, the sound system, the food, 2 billion. Now imagine how many concerts that move. So it's an informal sector that people don't understand, that we want them to understand. And it's the journey we're on to push.
Wow. Annington, I have one question from a viewer here called John Oli Kamome. He said, "You make sense, my OB."
Hey, come on, I know, come on. Obi, how are you? He was a very talkative man, come on. Thank you, bro.
Did he end up in comedy like you?
No. He went abroad and came back. I don't know what he's doing, but I was in touch with him.
And Annington, as we close the show, what would be your parting shot? First of all, how is it like being on top as the CEO now?
When you're not difficult, it is easy. But if you want to make if you want to make yourself complicated, it's hard. If you want to call yourself a star, oh, me, I don't go on a border. I don't eat this. How will they see me driving this car? There it will be very hard. But if I'm the same Hannington that Kamomi knows, that even guys that saw me in primary know. You meet me, I can go anywhere. I'm a freestyle. I don't mind. And it's not, even if I have money, I'm me. Even if I don't have money, I'm me. So that's how we've been on the top, and that's why I encourage, and also being humble, because that is exactly what I'm explaining.
Yes.
Every one of us has. And also being focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. And reinventing yourselves. That is what Fun Factory is. And everyone has been. Our fans, of course, love us so much, and we love them too. We want to thank you very much, because I may not get the opportunity to thank you. You have kept us at the top, because without fans you can't be at the top.
Yes,
you can't be, thank you.
You can't be the CEO without the fans.
Yes, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
So we want to thank them very much. And also now social media has really helped. Those of us who are using it well, like you're doing.
Yes.
We are sharing with people.
Yes.
You have a House of Talent TV. Where would you have got to? You'd be paying people to run this stuff, which you have been complaining about.
Yes, yeah.
But now we have the platforms, and those we are going to be using very often. People like Kansi have really used them very well, and they're earning a comfortable living, a good living, and they're inspiring millions of Africans and people in the world. So that is what has kept us on the top, and of course God. Without anything, God has been there for us. So on that note, I would request that whoever is watching to go and like all my social media pages, Bujingo Hannington on Facebook, Bujingo Hannington on Twitter, Instagram, and also the Fun Factory pages, still Fun Factory Uganda on all platforms, because that's where you can tap what we do, the information we do, and like you said, I'm going to start the Bujingo Talks, where I share with people about my journeys that people don't understand. People see you in a short and they think, this is a Kagaya. They see you in a dress and then they think. So that's why I want to be sharing. Like we did, we really, I think, shared quite good stuff.
Wow. Hannington, your last parting shot, if you were to leave us today, what would be that last one word that when you live with a person in this, we're in a pandemic situation where some people are really hopelessly low. People are committing suicide. There are people who are dying of hunger. There are people who don't know what to do. Some people have given up in life. They've been fired from their jobs. But here we are. We are, grateful to God that we have a moment.
True.
What would be your last parting shot to, if you look into this camera, to that one person who is down right now?
First of all, I want to send my condolences to everyone who has lost a loved one to this pandemic. I know very close friends who have lost parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, in-laws, husbands, wives, very many. May the good Lord rest their souls in eternal peace. I know people who have gotten COVID and recovered. Thank God you still have it. I know people who are not feeling fine, who are depressed, who can't earn a living. There are quite many, especially the artists. We're doing so terribly, comedians, musicians, many who are earning top money, but because the country has been closed for 1.5 years, they're not doing well. But we have nothing to do because we didn't plan it and it's still here. So we have to reinvent ourselves. So like they say, necessity is the mother of all inventions. We have to start thinking out of the box to make sure that we move, because we can't, life is life. You can't be there without life. So we have to get away of making sure that we get past there. And principles I live on my life is there's a deadly ad that that the late Steve Jobs did when they were starting Apple, of thinking different. And if you can go to YouTube, look for that Apple ad called Think Different. Listen to every word that was said in that advert. It will inspire you, to move you bounds and leaps to be a better human being and to be wherever you want to be. And the little we must do, we have to do. Those are my parting shots. Wish you all the best. See you soon, and God bless and love you. Thanks for tuning.
Thank you very much, Hannington Buthingo, for those very kind words to our viewers. And just for the road, you are the president of the Uganda Comedian Association. Usually, presidents in Africa don't leave offices. They change terms.
Not me.
Are you about to change terms?
Yes. We categorically made this because it is not about me or anyone. It's about showing the world or the country that actually we are very serious guys in a serious way. We are very organized. We have a constitution that we are not going to amend ever or like change never. It's going to stand. I'm supposed to lead 2 terms and each term is 2 years. So I'm into my second, but because of the pandemic we haven't held the elections and we can't now like converge and even like the quorum is not that. But once the pandemic is done, I'll present myself for my last term of election. Once I'm elected, I'll serve duly for my 2 years and I'll pass on the torch to the next person that will be elected and we'll keep moving. This association is not about Bujingo or anyone else. It's the Uganda Comedians Association, owned nationally by all comedians who subscribe or register to it, and to remove leaps and bounds to make sure that we professionalize comedy and the creative sector industry in Uganda.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the president right there, no changing term limits. And thank you very much for coming to the show. But to all of you guys out there, we want to say thank you so much for being part of the CEO Bench, growing bigger and better. Every single day we reach out to all the guys in the United States. We say thank you. Annington, of course, in the US, and of course Anthony Ndaula, Coach Anthony Ndaula in the US, and all of you guys, Professor Penina Chayo from Washington University, shout out to you, my sister, and of course to Dennis in Australia, to JB in Belgium, all of you guys, we love you, and of course to Chigula Mwendo in Germany. You are lost, but we're here. We love you guys, and until then, we want to say thank you. The CEO Bench has come to a close. Until the next CEO Bench, stay safe and stay focused. Don't lose hope. There's always the light and the road to the top. Eddie Okela, Annington Budingo, signing out. People at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They have moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and in the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. My name is Atengi Manuel. I know it's been a whole week since we've been here, but we're here now. So grab your cup of coffee, grab your book, grab your pen for those who like to take notes. And we're going to have a very great show today. Remember, you can always catch us on our social media handles, on Twitter, on our Facebook, and on our YouTube. You can also catch us on our website at houseoftalenttv.com. Now, today in the house, we have a man who has been here before, and due to public demand, he's back again. You know, he's a very wise barrister. He has been around the coffee game for a while. He has been into some research. He has been into barista competitions, and he'll be telling us, you know, more about that. And the best thing about him is that he's a very down-to-earth person. He's a very humble guy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Chiganda, Ibrahim, back to the Coffee Break. Ibra.
Yes, please.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. It's very good to have you back.
I'm very, very happy.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What have you been up to, basically, you know?
I have been working on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. On station,
Yeah.
some small field work.
Okay.
Trying to design some few projects for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are these things like top secret? You can't let us know. You just you want us to wait, you know,
Yeah,
till
you
it
have
comes
to
out?
wait until the right time.
Yeah.
And we are really cooking something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I really, personally, I can't wait to see what you have in store for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Now, I know that you have an SCA certification. Yeah. So I wanted to ask, how does one get that certification? And after getting it, what does it mean to you as a barrister to have that certification?
Okay, the SCA certification, it was like a chance for me.
Yeah.
Like luck. So there was a group that are so much into coffee. It's like a coffee platform. And there was this link that was moving around. So like, let me try it and see. So I applied, and luckily enough I was called under a company, Wild Coffee Bar. So we had a trainer from Nairobi, one of the authorized SCA trainers. So we had to take up the course and get done. We did exams and I passed. That's when I got the certification.
So what kind of training do you guys do in this course, and was it different from the training that you already had before that?
No, it was almost the same, only that it was more of an advanced skill.
Advanced course,
So it was basing on sensory skill and green grading, of which you first acquire the basic quality control skills. Then you go ahead and advance.
So you talked about, you know, someone coming in from out to basically take you guys through the course. So don't we have also people in Uganda who can take us through the same course? Do we need to go outside to bring people in?
I think we have potential people, like qualified Q&R graders, if I'm to say. But I think this is an organization, the SCA, Specialty Coffee Association of America. So they have to send an authorized trainer within that kind of organization to come and train.
So do you have any future goals of maybe also becoming a trainer with the same?
That's my goal. I want to be the first SCA trainer in Uganda.
So what is it going to take for you to get to that level?
It's all about connections, making friends and reading, practicing. That's all.
Well, I hope you made enough friends, you know.
I've made a lot of friends
to get to that spot. You're now working at the Coffee Wild Bar, and how long has it been now?
2 years.
2 years. So before you got a job there, what were you doing in that period?
Before Wild Coffee Bar, I was doing it's like a support staff with the Uganda Coffee Development Authority. So we would go and brew coffee to people like in different regions. I've been to Mbara, I've been to Kasese, I've been to Movende, I've been to Kagadi, I've been to Jinja, I've been to Mbale. So I've been helping out with some UCD officials to carry out the promotions and trainings.
So now you get a new job at the Wild Coffee Bar. You know, how has it been for you? Transitioning from traveling all over the place to being at a station, in one place, you know, how's the experience been for you?
Well, it was a new experience for me because I was so much involved into traveling. Then I was like, okay, let me see what really happens at the station, because I believe at the station this is where you meet each and every person, like in one station.
So you talked about, you know, traveling all over Uganda. Which was, you know, your favorite destination, one that you can't forget?
Pardon?
Your favorite destination. You said you've been to Mubende, you've been to Masaka, all these different places. So in your experience, you know, which was the best place you ever went to?
Fort Portal.
Why was Fort Portal the best place? Among other things we can talk about, you know.
Fort Portal, it's a very cool place. Now it's like a city, it became a city, and it's growing at a very fast rate. It's more of a tourism city. Very nice food, cool environment.
There's something, I believe there's something you're missing out there. I thought you'd have said, you know, good environment, the ladies out there.
By the time I was in Fort, I think 2 weeks back, I was in Fort. Actually, it was my first time to be in Fort Portal. So I had a limited time to, you know, to move around, but the time that I really had was really so amazing.
I can see it from your face. So you're planning to go back to Fort Portal on your own? You know, just Well, that's amazing. It's good to have you back on the show. We were talking yesterday, and you told me that you were into some coffee research. So what kind of research were you doing before, and you know, where did you reach with it? Was it successful? You know, research, you can always fail, or it can be successful. So how was that research for you?
I got to know, I got into coffee research when I was still at campus through the coffee club, Chamogo University Coffee Club. By then, I was struggling to look for a place for internship. Then my friend recommended me there, so I applied. So they welcomed me very, very well, and I was given this opportunity to get more knowledge about coffee growing, plant diseases, agronomy, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I went back for my second internship. That's when I think I was doing my research for campus.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, we didn't complete the research. Had some challenges around there.
Yeah.
So I had pressure from the university. I started it late, so it was more of experiment. You set an experiment, you give it more time, almost like 2 months,
Yeah.
so that you can get valid results. And you're supposed to replicate it and get accuracy in the results. So I reached a point when I had pressure from my supervisor. I had pressure on my own station supervisor. So like, I need to graduate as soon as I can. So I had to find ways of getting done and graduate.
Yeah.
But now, right now, I think I have a lot of time. Now I've come to realize that I need to get back to research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for most baristas, you know, most of them just focus on, you know, working at the station, yeah, serving coffee, but no one really gets back into research, you know, because I believe that that is a very important part for anyone, for a barista, for a farmer, for anyone really involved in the coffee business. And I think it's something that we should really encourage people to do,
true.
You know, because you don't hear of people doing coffee research in Uganda.
Research is there. People are doing research.
Yeah, but it's on a very small scale.
Yeah, right now I think it's more of a government organization, like, okay, it's owned by the government.
Yeah, from UCDA.
There's another, it's part of the narrow group. It's a National Coffee Research Institute.
Yeah.
So it's the common known institute that handles coffee research and cocoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so whatever research that comes around published.
Yeah, it's from those guys.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to one of the guys from Narrow, Owen. Owen says that, you know, one day we should go and visit him in the field, you know, we'll get a better understanding of, you know, the whole coffee process. Yeah, but you were talking about having challenges, you know, on campus, and you had to find ways, like, you know, all Ugandans do, you know, to finish. For the 2 years you've been working, yeah, what are some of those challenges that you have met as a barista?
As a barista?
Yeah.
One, resources.
Yeah, what kind of resources?
Like personal resources. Remember, being on station, it doesn't end there. Like, I'm going to stand on a station, do maybe cappuccinos or espressos. There's some added skill that you're supposed to have. You need to make research.
Yeah.
I never had a phone by the time I joined World Coffee Bar. I never had a PC, never had equipment. Yeah. But I had to find ways. I got my first phone, smartphone. Yeah, so I had to research more how you can brew a perfect espresso. Also how you can come up with a very nice presentation during competitions. So by the time I joined WIDE, I was freshly from competing on the national level.
Yeah, so is that the only challenge, or there were, you know, other
Another
challenges?
challenge that I had was time management. Remember, on session supposed to be there at a particular time, of which it was something new to me. Yeah, time and meeting different people of different characters, different behavior. So it was kind of challenging to me to cope up with them, but I managed.
Yeah, I remember one of the baristas we had last week was saying, you know, time management is very important, because if you're supposed to be at the station by 9 and you're supposed to start work at 9, you know, then you get there at 9, yet you're supposed to already be working. It's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah,
the customers have come, you're, you know, doing stuff in a hurry, you're a bit stressful. Yeah, so I believe, like you said, time management is a very important thing. Yeah, and, you know, to baristas out there, keep time. You know, sometimes people want breakfast. You know, someone is going to work, he wants his coffee by 9 so that he can make it to the office, and you're starting at 9. Yeah, so what are some of those things, you know, apart from the challenges? I believe that, you know, life gives us challenges, but there are also good sides to it, you know. What are some of those things that you've appreciated over, you know, the 2 years, over the time you were at campus doing this research, things you've appreciated about the process that you've been through with coffee?
One, my boss. Yeah. My boss is very, very, very supportive.
Is that a Ugandan boss?
No, he's a Norwegian boss. Very, very, very supportive and very understanding. So he gives you room to improve and grow. Then another thing that I really got from station is meeting different people. Meet friends. I've made friends. I've made friends there's some Colombian guys that came at station. Greece guys, US, So I've met a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that, you know, never in your mind that you believe that you want to meet all these classes of people. You know? Yeah, that's the good thing about, you know, working in the service industry. You basically get to meet a lot of people you never thought, you know, you were going to ever meet.
Exposed.
Yeah. So now with this kind of exposure that you have, you know, to different kind of customers, to different work environments, you know, to traveling, you know, up and down the country. Yeah. What is your dream, you know, when it comes to coffee? I know there are guys who want to open, you know, coffee houses. There are guys who want to get into research. What's your dream?
My dream is, one, to be a SCA trainer, authorized, and to also chase for Q&R. So I want to be Q&R certified. Yeah. Then from there, I've seen very many people opening up coffee shops and coffee academies. Yeah. Basically barista. Yeah. So me, I want to change the whole game. Right now, we are struggling to bring quality aspect on the board. Yeah. So we can't produce much coffee, but of low quality. Yeah. So quality could be our next target in the next probably 2 years from now. Yeah. So my dream is to, one, to have a quality control school. Yeah. Because right now we have limited number of people that can analyze coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Then my other dream is to have an on-station lab, science lab, on the farm. Yeah. So where you can do small research, can do small analysis, probably soil, water, micronutrients, acidity, pH, temperature.